Three titles, one voice.
And the winner is...
It's Aruna, your Media Awards 2025 winner for Best Digital Personality, Best Talk Show, and Best Radio Personality.
Welcome, welcome to the ladies' room, where real men talk and truth go boom. Good morning, good morning. If your man acting up or your woman losing she mind, right we don't hide till we inside, 'cause the ladies' room go set it right.
Jumbies that I'm talking away and didn't realize I was off the screen. Anywho's, good morning everybody. Welcome back to the room, ladies' room for today, Monday, June 15th. I hope everyone is doing fine. Hope you had yourselves an awesome weekend. And I know the folks out there in NYC, Brooklyn, New York, and everywhere else, they're having a really, really good time with the victory of the New York Knicks and the die-hard New York Knicks fan who's been waiting how many years for this win. But big up you guys, man. And you know, as always, there's going to be some who jump on board last minute because they want to be part of it, you know, the bandwagonists. But anywho's, congratulations to the New York Knicks. And of course, we're also into World Cup season. So football. I put out a PSA on Saturday that I need to repeat. So I'm going to get to that. But first, let me just say good morning and welcome to everyone that's joining us on the live on Facebook and YouTube, or if you are listening via Radio 95.1, 95.3. And if you are on the website, remember you no longer have to leave if you don't want to. You've got the watch option there. But if you want to mosey on over to the Facebook or YouTube page where you can be interactive and, of course, be part of the conversation, we welcome that as well. Not forgetting the app, the Power app. Yeah, we got so many ways to keep in touch with us. Did I share the live? No, I did not. Let me do that first before I greet you guys. And I think we still have more ways for you to join us. Yeah, so we're making it impossible for you not to join us. We're giving you several options for you to log on daily. So you have absolutely no excuse for not being part of what we do. All right, so we have, let me go back down to, hold on, where is it? I saw it yesterday. Anywho's, I'll get back to it, but I'm sure I saw it yesterday. Is it at the top? Yeah, there it is. So, as you were saying, see, energy can't be created, it can't be destroyed, it moves, charge to charge, signal to signal. If you've been tapped in, you've already felt it on the road, through the speakers and the frequency. We've just never pulled it forward like this before. So, you know what to do, all right? You got options to tune in, options to power up, giving you several ways to do that. So make sure you make the link and keep in touch. There's a lot that will be happening, and we need you to be on top of it, all right? Lots coming up. Listen, we got Father's Day this weekend. Let me see. Starting from this weekend, it's literally back to back to back to back all the way up to Carnival. So for those of you who've been playing the fool for the past couple of weeks, now it's time to make sure you got your rest, you've been exercising, you've been eating well, all of the above, because we're about to activate Team No Sleep. And you know when we switch the power to soca, what's going to happen? A lot of energy is going to be intense. And we have that. So this weekend we have Waggy event. We have NDC's rally thingy. Next weekend we have Carrie's Eclipse. And then we're going to go into the semis. And then we're going, hello, get your act together. If you have not booked your tickets as yet, we have the Diaspora Homecoming. We have a lot of stuff happening in the coming weeks. So you guys need to be on top of it because we want to make sure you are feeling the vibe, all right? Also want to take time out to say thank you so much to St. Augustine Medical Services. Thank you so much to our friends at Land Store. And thank you so much to our friends at Western Union for making the room possible. For those of you already here, good morning, Carol Belfon on YouTube. Good morning, Don. Don, just Friday, my mind ran on you and I was like, wait, I haven't seen you in the room in a minute. And I had to check in, but I don't know what happened. Completely slipped me. But it's nice to see you here this morning. Hope all is well. I know how busy it can get, but I hope you're also taking care of yourself. That is also super important. All right. So good morning, Don. Kujo, nice to see you this morning. Roxanne Scott, good morning. Shante, blessed new week, everybody. Happy Monday. Good morning, Eunice and Joseph. Vanessa St. John, who else is here? Tamasha, Onika, Precious Jewel, Shauna Henry, Theresa Collymore. Who else? Anesta Charles, Lydia James, Precious Jewel. You, Miss Debbie, don't come here about no good morning, All you're doing lately is tying up my life. I have to start looking for somebody else that is available. Because this speed you're on with this retirement, it's not working for me, Papa. I need to put out applications. Anybody who want to take her space, feel free to send in your application. This ain't working. This relationship not working at all. Anywho's, did I miss anybody else? Good morning, Jackie Douglas Adams. I'm sure you're still in celebratory mode with the New York Knicks winning the NBA championship. Lots of you did the most on the weekend. You would swear was the coming of Jesus the way all you do. You really get on? No, Papa. And then Thursday, I think y'all still have some parade on top of that. So that's not enough now. Morning, Jackie Chaiton. Della Fletcher, you good? I ain't see you in a while, Dels. Morning, Rita. Good morning, Marianne, Ingrid, Terrace Millet, Sonia Raymond Nelson on Spurs on the court. No Spurs and Spurs in at all. Clarina, good morning. Good morning, Sue. How are ya? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, y'all Knicks people doing too much. Morning, Doobie. Morning, Lisa. Morning, Ali, Mitchell, Nissy Nis. Who else is here? Cynthia B. Good morning, Maria Calise. Morning, Gabby. Devon Noel. Good morning. What hi, guys. I always read it to know white people voice. Jamal Jack. Good morning, Michelle. Melvin Brown, the DMV. Nishi, good morning. Preston, good morning, Bishop. Hope all is well. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Morning, Valerie Ross, Queen Bee, Candy Kiss Lawrence, Lydia James, everyone that's powered up. Welcome to the room. Yeah, boy, I was outside fully. Morning, Rachel. No. I need a new Anywho's, y'all heard that new killer? It is. What's going on there? What playing there? Yeah.
I got some questions in my mind.
Hold on,
and it
guys.
goes like this. What if I never knew carnival?
Meet your shirt.
I never got to taste bacchanal. What if I never got to jam on the road? What if I wasn't from the Caribbean? And this culture I didn't understand. But Father, thank you for this beautiful home.
Hold on, guys.
What if I never ever got a chance to jump with you and play a mass and have fun with you? I could have never done this journey alone. I love it when we jump in together, waving together, strangers laughing, dancing with one another. Oh Lord, I want you to listen my words. I wanna tell you I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Oh Lord, I will never leave you alone. Oh my people, I love you.
Yeah, so I want YouTube to flag me so I can't play more. Just wanted you to get familiar with it. It is really, really. I mean, I saw when I heard it the first time, I literally got goosebumps, you know. Somebody, you know, it's like he's singing from the depths of his, I mean, I understand his background, but you can feel like every note, it's like just so deep, you know, to make me make a whole new dance for that song. It is just so, so, so deep, and it's like, you know, he's singing from his soul, man. I just absolutely love it. That is the acoustic style of it. And I just want to again say to folks out there listening, because y'all continue with this narrative of no good music and there's no good songs and yada, yada, yada. And I keep saying to y'all, matter of fact, I did a video last week asking you guys to be open-minded. For those, that song making me feel to marry how she named son. Yeah, and do it here. A week of festivities. Come, no waste time. No waste time, Gabby. Yeah, so it is like a blue moon, and it goes to show there's a lot of you who in the thing, but you're not aware of the thing, or you don't understand how this thing works. Every season is like once in a blue moon, you get a really, really good season. The next year, it may not live up to the hype of the year before. That does not mean, however, we don't have good songs. It puts a lot of pressure on the artists. It puts a lot of pressure on the producers, etc., to put these songs out, knowing that we are out here basically waiting to measure and match and compare. Comparisons, what it does, it takes away from really loving what's there, enjoying what's there. Nobody's denying that last year was the very best we had in a little while, but we've been doing this steadily. The growth has been there every single year. Last year was no exception. And this year, we have good songs. Sabrina, newest on the new song on the groovy side, Honor You. I absolutely love that one. Vaughn has another one on the 103 rhythm, 103 BPM. His other groovy song again, love it. Dash, Wash Waves, Muddy. What's the name of that rhythm? There's a new rhythm with Jonathan and what's his name? Hold on, let me find it. Hold on, let me find it. Where is it? Wild Berries, Have a Seat. Yeah, with Jarrington. This one with Jarrington, it's called the Have a Seat Rhythm. Crave is on it, Boise on it. So there's a lot of music. Terra the Governor has good music. Mystic is another good one. There's a lot of good rhythms. I just need you guys to be more familiar, and I guess as soon as when we make the switch, you know, we'll probably build the vibes better. But for now, you know, we want to make sure you guys. Hey, Madam Sincere. Yeah, so I need you guys to just start getting familiar with the music. That's all I need you to do. All right. Sakina has another one as well. Riggy sent me one with Sakina this morning. Listen, it's another good one. It's another good one. We have some. That will go beyond. Yeah, so we'll definitely have to start giving you guys, yeah, Happy Boy, Short Pre. There's a lot of good music so far. But like I said, I'm sure as soon as we get into carnival mode and we make the switch and you start hearing it more often, more of it will grow on you, so you'll be able to feel, you know, that sort of vibe and energy that we got from last year. You have to build a vibe, you know, we have to bring the vibe, we have to build a vibe. That rhythm with LED, Loose Again, I absolutely love it. The tall pre on it is good. The tris on it is good. The booba on it is good. We have some good songs. We really do have some good songs. So we just need to, you know, stop the comparison, get ourselves in that mode, and we'll be good to go. All right? But in the meantime, just want to piggyback on what's happening at home. Lots happening. The World Cup is on right now. And again, for the women who are not into football, like I said, give a man a chance. That's the thing. That's the season. You'll feel ignored. You'll feel like they ain't studying you. That is just for a little while. All right? It's not forever. Use it to do other things. Go and learn to crochet. Go and make some chip. Go and make some fudge. Go do something. Read a book. Occupy yourselves. And stop stressing and harassing them, man, and them to do this, do that, asking stupid question about who fall down, who this, that. They don't want to hear you right now. And they're going to be very, very short-tempered with you. All right? So stop. If you don't know, leave it alone. You don't have to be in everything. I know we like to be everything, but the World Cup is on. Leave the men in your life at peace if you're not a fan of football. Yeah? Don't ask questions. Why he fall down so? Isn't that offside? Who winning? When it's nil, literally nil in the 85 minutes. Nod, smile, support them, and just leave them to cuss and argue with the TV and what have you. This is their time. Doesn't happen every year. Their time. Leave them alone to do their do, and you do your do. All right? That's all they're asking. So I was told to put it out. I've done that, and back to minding my business. But somebody who paid. I did not get paid. It was pro bono because I understand it. I understand the temperature around this time. It can be very intense. It can be very hot. I was not paid. Just leave them, man, and them alone. If you're not into football, if you don't like football, leave them alone. Yeah, Black have good music too. Family is a really good one. From Blacker. Crystal, how you doing, my friend? You good? Anyway, nice. So, guys, last week, you know, I made a post on it as well in reference to, I'm sure most of you saw the video, and for the life of me, morning from the guys in the gray van. Morning, long time I ain't here earlier. Morning, happy birthday to Shelly Ann at Fonds Design. I hope I got the name right. Yeah, so last week there was a video circulating, and you know, I saw it on social media and things like that. Sometimes I wish we didn't put it out in the social space like that. If you choose to send it to somebody inbox or private, somebody's message privately, that's okay. But I'm not sure if it helps when we just post things like that willy-nilly without thinking of the reach, you know, and what it can actually do. But it's out, and I want to have a conversation on it this morning, and that's in relation to the video circulating. And I have a homework for you guys. I need you guys to look at the Polygamous on Netflix, because we need to have a conversation. We're going to frame that into a topic of discussion this week. So That is your homework. Between today and Wednesday, Thursday, I need y'all to look at it so we can discuss. But what we want to talk about this morning is the video that, been circulating with the schoolboys in uniform, fighting. And not just fighting, but with weapons. And, as always, when you see these things posted, you automatically, it's like clockwork. You hear comments like, where are the parents, bad upbringing, these children out of control, their parents not doing their job, their parents not doing a good job of, raising them right. And I start reading through some of the comments, and it sort of prompted me to make a post. And I thought, we always rush to judge the parents. Mr. Bishop, yes, Mr. David was on the program not so long ago, and soon I'm sure they'll all be back. People that don't listen to the program, they pass once in a while and they come asking questions. Yes, he was here for almost an hour. That means you're not doing your job. You're supposed to be what, PRO? What is your role in the DPM? And you don't even know what's going on. Them those really bring some kind of people in all the party, they don't even know what's going on, but they come making confusion. I digress. But as I was saying, do we ever stop and think about what parents might actually be going through? Because parenting today, I'm not sure if, whether you are parent or non-parent, it is evident it is a completely different battlefield. Hey, Papa. A completely different battlefield, completely. Back in the day, yes, children got into trouble. Yes, there were fights. There were rebellion. We're not pretending it was perfect. The only thing I guess we had working in our favor back then, we didn't have social media. We didn't have cameras and nobody with phones pointing at you every time something happened to record, your mistakes or record your whatever, your transgressions. That is the only thing I guess worked in our favor. We don't have no internet footprint. But now it's a completely different ball game. This generation, they're exposed to everything early. Violence is almost like entertainment now. And I was telling someone, remember back in the day when we used to scuffle or we fight, and the next day we walking down the road like holding hand like nobody business. You pelt, maybe if you're lucky, you pelt 2 stones and you run, and that's about it. But violence today, it is almost like entertainment. Disrespect is trending, not just among youth, but among adults. And it's something y'all may not want to hear, but a lot of disrespect comes from adults, and we have this mentality of do as I say, not as I do. And I keep saying, if you're in the home and you're doing certain things and you're telling your child not to do it, but they see you doing it, they're conflicted. Okay, you're cussing and galloping on the internet every day, you're cussing people out in politics, but then you're telling me not to do this and I must behave like that. But imagine this. I want to spin the coin differently this morning because, like I said, all the time, a lot of the times when stuff like this happen, we focus a lot on the bad parenting, the this, that, on the other. But imagine you're at home teaching your child values, right? Respect people. Walk away from trouble. Think before you act. And then they step outside or go on their phone. And then the world tells them the complete or the exact opposite. Sonia says disrespect starts in the home, then it spills in the public. I would not say that completely. I would not say that. Once upon a time, I probably would have thought that way, but I don't anymore. Because I've been privy to homes where there is nothing but respect, where parents are doing their darnest to give their child a better life, to raise them in a way that is, respectful, respecting authority, etc. So I don't think it's fair to say that it starts in the home. Not in every situation. There are situations where it does, but I want to focus on this, on the others who are not engaging in this sort of disrespectful upbringing of their children. Yeah? Because sometimes when we see these boys or these children acting out, we cannot pretend it's just as simple as bad parenting. Because some of these parents are trying. They're trying hard. They're waking up early. They're working long hours. They're stretching every dollar. They're doing everything they can to provide. They're trying to instill values in their children, telling them to stay away from trouble. Respect authority. Respect your elders. Walk away from problems. But still, their child is making choices they don't agree with. So is the parent still responsible if they're doing all of that, making sure that you're putting all the measures you can think about in place, speaking to your children on a regular basis, dealing with them with respect, and then they go outside? We forget about pressure because parenting doesn't come with privacy anymore. Everything is public. One mistake, and suddenly, the whole country has an opinion. People who don't know your story, don't know your struggle, don't know your child, are the loudest voices sometimes judging other parents. But I just want to say this clearly this morning, right? You can be a good parent and still have a child who makes bad decisions. You can be a good parent and still have a child who makes bad decisions. Children are not robots. They are influenced by friends. They are now influenced by social media, by what they see, what they hear, what they experience outside your home. And sometimes, despite a parent's best efforts, despite their absolute best efforts, children will test you. And I'm sure some of you can attest that children will test you. They'll push every button you can think about under the sun. They will push boundaries. They'll make choices that will break your heart. And I don't think we talk enough about how exhausting that is, because some parents right now, they're tired. Not tired of loving their children, but tired of fighting to keep them on the right path. Tired of repeating themselves, tired of worrying, tired of feeling like no matter what they do, it's not enough. So we can't always just use a one-size-fits-all or use the same brush and, paint the whole house. Not every parent careless. Or them Jamaicans would say careless. Not every parent's careless. There are some who really, really parent. There are some who do the absolute best. And those are who we are speaking about this morning. There are parents who are tired, and then there's that fear. Because when your child starts going down a certain road, you don't just worry about discipline anymore. You worry about their safety. Will they come home today? Imagine you as this parent now and this video circulating and you just ups on it on social media and you see a blade whoosh by your child's neck. Imagine as a parent, you're sitting there minding your business, just scrolling idly through social media, and you bounce up a video of schoolboys with weapons. When you know you sent your child to school with their bag on their back, which should be filled with books and nothing, or learning utensils. And you're seeing them with long blade in their hand, running down one another and fighting and on the ground. Imagine what that can do to a parent. And you're sitting there wondering, will you get a call from the school or from the police? Or worse. And I'm sure this keeps a lot of parents up at night. And I think this is the part about parenting we don't talk about enough. We always try to make it seem as it's nice and everything is hunky-dory. And, everything is hunky-dory and everything is perfect. And, children are a blessing. And, yes, we hear that all the time. But we also have to look at the other side of parenting, the fear. And a lot of the time, some of these parents, they are doing it alone. Single mothers, single fathers, carrying everything on their shoulders, They're trying to provide, they're trying to protect, they're trying to guide, they're trying to discipline, all at the same time, and that is not easy. So sometimes, before we jump to criticize, before we say these parents are not doing their job, maybe we just need to pause, because the truth is that job has changed. Parenting now is not just about raising a child. It's about competing with a world that is constantly influencing them. Now, don't get me wrong. Accountability matters, yeah? Parents do have a responsibility to guide and correct, but accountability and empathy can exist in the same space. Gabby says too much single parent household and you all have removed community parenting. Yep. We can hold parents responsible, we can hold people responsible without tearing them down. And maybe what we need more of right now is support, not just judgment. Because imagine a single mother trying to raise a young man. He's probably bigger than her, taller than her, his voice has more bass than hers. And when she stand up, he stand up too in front of her. Just yesterday or Saturday, I think it was, I saw a news story out of Jamaica where a 19-year-old stabbed his mother, his younger brother, and I think grandmother or something like that at 19 years old. 19 years old. Vanessa says, you make children, you don't make them mind. My folks try their best with me, but I just sure. We all did. I think we could also, if we say our parents tried, but at least I think we were easier on them because we didn't have all the influences now. We didn't have all this Instagram and TikTok and, you know, all the social media platforms where we seen this and we seen that. And, you know, we weren't that influenced by other things except what was around us. I mean, did we used to listen to the radio? Just the other day, we had a little TV, little black and white, watching a little Chuck Norris and Rambo, what's the name? Knight Rider and them thing and them. And then we started to get into the cell phone pager era, and then the cell phone, and then the social media whole thing came along. You had a little dial-up where you used to call one another on your phone and MSN and Messenger and them thing. So we didn't have all these influences that we have now. So maybe what we need more of is support, not just judgment, because raising children today compared to years ago when it wasn't just the parent who did, the entire village, the entire community had the permission, authority from your parents to line you and straighten you up if they find you going out of bounds. If you're in places that you're not supposed to be, they come in and haul and pull you up and send you home to your mother with a couple slap. You can't do that with people's children now. When you used to see your elders in your community and you're doing something, you're hiding and jumping in all kind of bush. Children now doing it openly. Just Friday, a group of schoolboys passing and the amount of obscenities. We did that. Because all you had to do was that person who heard you, they go into the school or they go to your parent and hear that you, or a matter of fact, they're scratching you up in the road. Oh, you played man or you played no man, now you're cussing bad word in. We used to cuss really bad word on them, but we used to duck and hide. Bad one. When I heard the first one pelt, I turned back. Then another one with the M in front of it. I'm like, Jesus. Bright daylight in school uniform. They didn't even look back. They don't look wrong. It's like normal, nobody's business. So before we had the whole, it takes a village and it had the, the community to support parents, whether it was single parent or two-parent home, the village was involved. Now we can't do that with people's children. Everybody played their role, from the church to the schools. Everybody had their part to play. So then when you see these videos and everybody's like, oh, they're troublemakers. They're not just troublemakers. They're somebody's sons. Somebody had hopes for them. A parent who had dreams for them. And somewhere along the line, something went wrong. So I just want to shift the conversation. And sometimes, you used to think your mother you used to always think your mother too strict and your parents too strict, and you know what? They had their time, leave you alone to enjoy yourself. It's after you get big and it's like, you know what? You really understood when they told you the world ain't running and leave you. Take your time and grow. The run in no rush. And when you thought they were too strict and too disciplined and leave you alone, you could have done with that some of that right now. Because they understood, they saw what we were not seeing. And the same will be said for the youngsters now who want to do their own thing and have their own way. When you get to adulthood, you would have an understanding of why you had all this upbringing, this discipline, and you have all this people on your back telling you don't do this, do that. Project says some parents don't want anybody to correct their kids anymore. They're turning and cuss you for correcting their children. That's what I'm saying. That's why I so appreciate my upbringing. We had the best of both worlds, and I thank God for that. But I just want to shift the conversation, yeah? Let's start asking, how do we support parents better? How do we guide these children better? How do we create environments that actually help them make better choices? Because I know there's a lot of parents listening right now that they're trying. They're trying. And I just want to say to them, if you're trying, if you're showing up, if you're doing your best, even when it feels like it's not working, you're trying. Even when it feels. Because behind every child that's struggling, there's often a parent who is struggling as well. I don't think there's a parent alive who would want to see their children in fights and being unruly and misbehaving all over the place. Are there parents who are happy when your children behave in a certain manner and people have to come report to you, or you're seeing people running down your child with cutlass, or your child running down people with cutlass? You feel good seeing that? So the same way children are struggling, there are parents who are struggling as well. Sammy says, Aruna, I was on the scene with that incident in Tantine with those boys. I tell you, I was shaking. But if you were shaking and you were on the scene, so imagine how I felt looking at it. It's like the rage and the anger. And that is why I made reference to us back in the day when we had a little thing. You used to pelt a stone and run. Run away, not run to the stone or run. You see cutlass pelting and it's like, I'm like, what is this? And you're hearing some of and the amount of time spent on recording stuff to post these days, more of that could be spent on, you know what, let's get them to stop this. It is, listen, it's tough out here, you know. It's tough out here. This person who sent me this voice note, I'm willing to play it, but sometimes you come with some kind of responses that let me just take a little bit of it. If you go out of bounds, I'm just going to stop you.
Good morning, my friend. I know sometimes you think that I'm harsh, but I'm listening to your program. I'm a realist, and I like to see things for the way it is. Now, you're talking about the children and the behavior. There was a program before, and I told you, I mentioned that the problem is school. The teachers, they're not teaching. They are educators. And if you don't learn it, the first thing they will tell you, if you don't have an education, you can't get a good job, you can't do this, and you can't do that, you can achieve nothing. But here we are now, that a child is going to a place to be educated. They're learning education. And this is the result. Go back to square one. The teacher's not teaching. That's what the behavior becomes like this. They are not teaching. Because when you're teaching children, we have all type of teachers in the school. Social studies, you have English, it have maths, it have different type of, just name it, all kind of foolishness. And this is the result. Students going to school with machetes, children going with knife, all come from a home. The parents at work, the children at school, or the children in a war zone. What are the teachers are doing? And so that's some of the problem we have. The education system is failing the children. And the next 15 to 20 years, when they finish school, their children will be the next generation to create that same kind of chaos. Because you didn't start to deal with the source. It's the source that's causing that problem. So you will always have this problem, and worse, as long as they don't fix the educational system. The teachers are failing the students.
I don't understand
They're
what
not
you mean
doing the job
by the
properly.
teacher not teaching. As far as I'm concerned, there are teachers are their job is to teach, and is to teach subjects, not to teach your child or children how to be or not to be. Some of them do go out of their way to do that. Some of them actually mother, because I would say growing up in my time, your teachers were like second parents, you know, because they had they invested their time and energy and effort, extra effort into making sure you walk the straight path. But the responsibility of what you're saying does not fall solely on teachers. It's a job at the end of the day. They're paid to do their job, which is to teach your children, whether math, English, geography, social studies, history, whatever it is, whatever subject. That is their sole responsibility. Anything else is a bonus. So, I don't know. I don't get it. Sammy says, Aruna, parents had a lot of blame to take. I'm a parent, and yes, at times we want to give up, but God is our strength. And if we don't put God first in everything we do, we're out for trouble. The teachers have the issues too, and I know for a fact that teachers do try it. So that man, I know that how my daughter would tell me that she's learning about conflict resolution and stuff. The parents really do try, but they do their part. They really need to do their part, not try, but do. But we're speaking in this instance of parents who do. Not try, but do. And that is why I mentioned the outside influences, the social media, the peer pressure, and the other things. Because your child could be intermingling with other children who don't have that sort of support, who don't have that sort of, discipline and that sort of upbringing. And they're out there influencing you to do this, do that, while you at home trying your hardest to influence your child to walk the straight path. A child who don't have that sort of upbringing, influencing your child to not bother with you, do what you want, and you don't make nobody bad you up, don't make nobody disrespect you, and this, that, and the other. So now they're like, which ones, what side should I go on? Listen to my mother, listen to my friend. I spend more time with my friend than I spend at home. So in order to fit in, or to be part of the clique or the crew, I'm going to pretend that I'm this type of person and just go along. A lot of the times I think we as adults act as though, we were born big. We just got up one day and we were adults, and our entire lives have just been perfect role models. We've been paragon of virtue. We've been little angels all our lives. And we all know that is not true. And some of us know that we came from homes where your parents tried, where your parents did their best to instill good values. They even send you to church every Sunday morning to get that part, and then they try their best at home. But again, you go out there, you see other people doing what they do, and you wanting to be part of the little clique, you just, Gabby says, I get what he's trying to say, but his communication skills is poor. Our educational system should have things in there to teach civics, to being a good citizen, etc. We do have, there's HFLE, there's religious education. There's a number of things in the curriculum. There's a number of things apart from, just the hard subjects. What's a subject that we used to do? They used to teach you about yourself and stuff like that. There are subjects, but maybe I'm not too sure what's done now. But I do believe now we have teachers who are more into the profession than into teaching your children or growing your children or what have you. Like I said, back in the day, our teachers were like older. We saw them, they were almost like same age as our parents. We saw them as more matronly, older women or men, fatherly figures, motherly figures. Now, if you were to look at some of the teachers these days, sometimes if they have on the school, they have on their teaching uniforms or whatever, and they put on a school skirt or a school shirt or a pants, you would swear they're a student as well. So then back then we had that level of respect because we saw our teachers as the extension of our homes, as our parents. They were the same age as our parents. Now younger and younger and younger teachers are going into the profession, and it's hard for some children to maintain this level of respect for somebody they see as practically their peer. You know, because you see them as you know, that's my peer. I saw you in school just the other day, now you're teaching me, whatever the case might be. So they do go above and beyond. There are some who do more than others, but all in all, like I said, it is a collective effort. Yeah? Again, reinforcing what I said, when we were growing up, we had practically everybody in helping. The church, the community, teachers, all had that responsibility, or they all had permission to check you or to put you in line when you're going out of line. When they used to beat you in school, or you would do something and your neighbor passed and give you can't go home and complain that the neighbor hit you because you're getting more on top of it. So we had those things growing up. When an entire village raised you, you were able to go over by your next door neighbor, and they would feed you and send you home, or they will sit down and you listen to them, and you listen to them old people in the community. They sit down outside and you listen to their stories. No, you don't have those things. You remember back in the day when you dare not pass a grown-up on the street and not say good morning? I'm children, I'm watching you in your cocoa in your eye. You're telling them morning sometime, and they're even looking back, they ain't even answering you. Like you're speaking a foreign language if you say morning. And even adults you see doing the same thing too. Much times, because it's just something that's embedded in me. It's how I grew up. It's like anybody that you meet on the street, you say morning. Morning, morning, and you go about your business. You're telling adults these days good morning, and they ain't even looking back. They ain't even watching you. They head down in their phone, you tell them good morning, they maybe glance up. Sometimes they even put up their head to say who say good morning to them. They head down in their phone. So it's a lot that we have to deal with. There's a lot we have to deal with when it comes to, it's not just a one size fit all. It's not just play the blame game, parents alone responsible of this. We all have a part to play. We all have a part to play. Like I said, if you think they're not looking, they are. These children, and especially when they're smaller, they're like little sponges. They soak up everything. So when you're there on your phone and you're cussing and you're using all kind of language, and the little ones sit on there and you're thinking they're not paying attention, they not hear you, and then tutus, you hear they say, oh, use the F word. Stop that. Where you get it from? Who tell you to say that? Nobody told them to say that. They heard you saying it, so they're repeating it. So there's a lot we have to take into consideration, and unfortunately, it's not going to get better anytime soon unless we really take the time and effort to make changes. Other than that, as old people would say, we spinning top in mud. Guys from the Grapevine say we all agree at times the parents really try their best to bring up their child in the best way they can. We have to take into consideration the amount of influence social media and the society has on the children. We also have to consider the level of privilege that many different organizations have given the children. These days, parents are afraid to correct children because children feel they have the backing of the different institutions. These days, children even tell their parent that they're going to call police or different organizations on them. Yep. So, times has changed. It's changed. Anywho's, guys, I got to run now, but I'm sure we'll continue this conversation. Yeah, back in the days, our parents didn't have to tell us nada. You go out, you're trying to act up and play the fool. All they give you is one eye, not two. One glance, and you know to keep your pocket square. You know to keep yourself in a section. And you get the warning before you leave. When you leave here, we go into the store, wherever, don't touch nothing, don't pick up nothing, don't ask for nothing. You're going along with your hand in your mouth, and you're just minding your business. Can't do that now. Children watching you in your eye and doing the same thing that you tell them not to do. Anyways, guys, we'll continue the conversation. Thank you so much for lending an ear. And of course, your voices, as always, in the chat. And I'll certainly see you guys again tomorrow, same time, same place. Tomorrow, we have a special guest. Raul Lewis should be joining us tomorrow. And that should be a very interesting conversation. So I hope to see you guys back here, same time, same place for that. All right? Till then, be good and have a great Monday.